All right, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to Fate Chats. I am excited today. I have my great friend Doug Anderson with me. Many of you know him. He's traveled with Ernie Haas and Signature Sound, and he's also got a solo career. So, welcome to the program, Doug.
Man, thank you so much for having me. I've been watching what you're doing, and kudos to you for everything, all the ministries that you got going on right now, and just watching you thrive. It thrills my soul.
So, you've traveled with Ernie Haas and Signature Sound for quite some time. Share with us a little bit about how you met Ernie Haas and how you became a part of the group.
2003, the group started, and I actually traveled with Ernie a little bit, just helping him with sound and his product table and singing a few songs here and there. And then he called one day and said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to start this group. Would you like to be a part of it?" And of course, I jumped at the chance for that. So since 2003, we've been traveling together, and we've traveled all over the world. God has blessed us so much. And then about 2015, my solo career kind of took off, and I had to make a choice whether to stay with the group or do the solo thing. And I had two little girls at that time, and I wanted to be a dad too. So I did the solo thing. Now the girls are grown up, and we're kind of empty nesters, and the opportunity came to go back with him, and God just opened that door, and I could not be more happy. I'm having the best time of my life for sure.
So everybody has a story about how they were bit by the quartet bug, so to speak, or how they love the quartet style gospel music. Where did that come into the picture for you?
Oh man, way back. We went to a little church, my mom and dad, in Pendleton, Indiana, and we always had the groups in the Hensons, the Goodmans, and I loved that music from the start. My parents also had a little regional group, so I was bit by that early. We would always go to the Sings in downtown Indianapolis, the Kingsmen, the Cathedrals, the Singing Americans, Heaven Bound, all those groups. I can remember even in elementary school that bit me, and one singer, pretty much Michael English, has turned into be a great friend, but he was that guy that you always strove to be like, and then it just kind of happened. I started investing in myself and my voice, and doors started opening, and I prayed for it, and God answered my prayer for sure.
So, who would you say would be some of those influences that helped shape your voice to what it is today?
Oh my Lord, I've got a huge musical category or catalog. Michael would be one. Kenny Henson was probably one of my all-time favorites. Rusty Goodman. I mean, if you know me, my voice tends to lean more toward that country feel. So, I mean, those guys were probably top three or four. But man, I listen to everybody, and I can always learn something.
So, I have to ask you, one of my favorite songs of your solo career is Little White Church House. I need to know about this song.
Well, to be honest, when Wayne Hahn came to me and said, "Hey, I've got a bluegrass song for you. Would you like to sing it?" And I thought, absolutely not. My family is from the great state of Kentucky and the bluegrass state. And when I was growing up, everybody played an instrument, and we would go to family reunions, and everybody would be playing, and they just weren't any good. Andrew, they were not good. So my taste of bluegrass music was ruined from the start, and but I've learned to love good bluegrass. I mean, there's a lot of great bluegrass out there. And he said, "I promise you, if you sing this song, it'll be one of the biggest songs that you've ever sang." And he was right. And I everybody laughs about it every night, but I wasn't a big bluegrass fan at first. I am now, and I'm thankful for that song. It's opened a lot of doors for me.
That's awesome. I tell you, I listen to it probably 99 times a day because it's one of my favorite songs on my top playlist right now.
That's so funny, man. Thank you.
So, you were sharing with me before we came online that the assisted living ministry is close to your heart. Share with us a little bit about that.
Yeah, many of you know my story. My mother went through a about an 8-year battle with Alzheimer's disease, and for 5 years of that time, she was in a assisted living facility, and the people there that took care of her, not only them, but the people that we met and the families that we met through that care. It's just so important. And to have a ministry like you're doing right now is near and dear to my heart because I would go into that assisted living place and I would just sing hymns and they would gather around. And it was funny with the Alzheimer's unit. They didn't know your name. She didn't recognize me. But when we started singing those old gospel songs, they knew every single word, and it was a bright spot. And to see what you're doing with that touches my heart. And when you offered a chance to do that, I thought, you know what, let's go. I want to give back to that and keep giving to those, not only those workers, but the people who are there who can't get out and go to concerts and can't hear the music like they normally would. Somebody to come in there and just minister to them, that is so close to me, and I appreciate you doing it.
So, as you shared, it's close to your heart. For those that may be watching and have somebody in their family struggling with dementia, what advice could you give them to keep continuing to give them hope?
Be patient. Be patient. It's by the time my mother passed, it definitely wasn't her, it was her body, but her mind was gone. But there is still something inside of them that knows that God is with them and God gives them peace. So when you're a caregiver, to know in your heart that God is still working in their lives, whether they know it or not. And just to be patient. There's those days that are rough. There's those days that are hard. There's those days that they talk evil to you. They talk mean to you. It's not them. But just being patient and loving and knowing that there's a purpose for you going back in there and being a part of their lives is so, so important.
So, what's going on with Ernie Hodgson's signature sound right now?
Well, we're kind of on a summer break. It works out that way. We do a spring tour, we do a fall tour. The summertime is kind of for us guys to go out, and for myself, it's to go out and do my solo work, which I have the best of both worlds. I love everything Ernie does. He's got so many projects, in his back pocket. And we've done an Americana show. We've done a Decades of Love show. Of course, our bread and butter is always going to be our gospel stuff, but there's always something new. And we're getting ready for an exciting fall tour, and can't wait for that for sure.
I can't wait to see what that's going to bring because you know what? We need another live project. I'm going to drop that bug in your ear because you
Okay.
know what? One of my favorite live projects is the Live in Amsterdam project.
Yeah, right. Well, we just released a new project called Live in Memphis. We did it at the Memphis Quartet Show, and it's a full length video and a full length audio that's live as well. And then there's a patriotic project. It's called Americana, and it is live as well. So we've kind of gotten bit by that live bug as well, but that's all coming down the pipe for sure.
Wow, I can't wait to see what the next one's going to be. You done got me excited now, brother. So, is there any new solo projects coming up for you?
Yeah, the industry's kind of changed as far as doing full length projects. I've got the new project is out. It's called Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. It's actually, Andrew, it's kind of like a best of everything that I've done so far with 4 new tracks on it. I wrote a song on there called Until It Was Me, which is up for a Dove Award. And so excited about that. And then there's a new single coming out at the first of the year that we're really excited about. But right now, I'm just in the trenches doing what God has called me to do. We're out pretty much as a soloist every weekend, and I'm loving every bit of that season of my life.
So, share with us a little bit about the song that's up for a Dove Award. What inspired you to write it?
I went through a really dark time, and so is everybody else in the world. You find that out when you walk through something. But to be honest, there was a time in my life where I wasn't very patient with people. And the song is called Until It Was Me. So it's about having compassion for others. And there's a lot of times we get in a hurry and we get involved in our own life that we don't really take the compassion for others until we are dealing with something and we want everybody else's compassion. The story of Until It Was Me is I was driving to Nashville, and I'm always early, but that day I was late and I got in a bad traffic jam. And when I got to the point of the problem, it was an older lady and a younger person, and they were changing a tire. So they were causing the backup. And in my haste, I was angry. I was just trying to hurry up, and then got down the road about 30 minutes, and I had a flat tire myself, and I'm the one that caused the backup. So you want compassion when you're dealing with stuff. Do we give compassion when others are dealing with things? So I wrote the song Until It Was Me, and it's touched a lot of people, and I'm thankful for that opportunity.
And you know what? What a message, because just like you said, we want mercy for us, but we want
Sure.
judgment for others a lot of time.
That is so true, man. That is so true. And God gives grace and mercy. Why shouldn't we?
And that's the thing God's been convicting my heart about recently. When Jesus was spread out on the cross, he had no enemies.
Right.
And I mean, it really hit me because I seen my cousin go through a medical emergency on Sunday morning, and it hit me the precious value of a soul.
Sure.
And,
It
and the
is.
and the Lord said, "Who are you to hold a fence against anybody?"
Right.
And he
Right.
said, "I loved all, even spread out on the cross." He said, "I loved all." He said, "Who are you to offend anybody?"
You're
So
right.
I said, okay, Lord, I forgive everybody. My hands are off. So, I try to be the most forgiving, most loving person because that's what Jesus would be. Do I slip up sometimes? Sure, I do. But you know
Absolutely.
what? I wasn't created. I mean, I was created perfect, but I'm not perfect. You
Right.
know, and that's the thing we struggle with a lot of times.
I think so too. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves in society today. There's so much pressure to be, to be what society thinks you should be. And here's the thing: it doesn't cost anything to be nice. It doesn't cost anything to be friendly. It doesn't cost anything to be gracious. And that seems these days like an easier way to live for me. So I'm just going to be thankful and grateful for the time that I have.
And I used to think, man, I, you know me. You was on my radio show back when I
Oh, I
first
know.
started. You
I
know
know.
how my interviews used to be, and man, I wanted Rome to be built in a day. I
Sure.
wanted it faster than anything. But you know what? When I slowed down and I perfected the craft, you know what? God said, "Look, my hands upon it. Now
Yeah.
do what you need to do."
Right. I think it's all in his timing. I mean, we all want things right now, and that's the thing with society today. We're able to get things right now, whether it's your phone or whether it's ordering something, you can get it the next day. And when I think God puts things in your lap when you're ready. And so all we can do is do the work, be willing to show up and see what he does.
So what's coming up for you?
I've got a busy rest of the summer with my solo schedule, and Ernie gets really back on track working like at the end of August, some in October. We'll do a heavy November and December with our Christmas shows. But all through those times that there's open dates, I am slamming doing solo work, and it's kind of blowing up for me, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. But so I get the best of both worlds. I get what I love, which is the quartet, which is the team, which is the guys, and the solo work is kind of more my ministry time to share my heart, share my testimony, and to let people know what God has done in my life, and hopefully that encourages them.
So, what are some hobbies that you like to do when you're not on the road?
Well, I love being with my family. My wife and I have been married for 27 years. We've got two daughters, 24 and 21. So we're kind of empty nesters at this point. So we do a lot of outdoor activity together. We ride bikes, we hike, we canoe, we run. Fitness is a big thing for us just because we like it. And it clears my head. So when I'm out on a bike for an hour and a half, 2 hours, that's my prayer time. That's my quiet time. That's my time where I figure out the world's problems. And sometimes I make it worse, but it is just a downtime for me that I'm not thinking about anything else, just to clear my head. So I enjoy that.
You and I have something in common then because I love to walk. You
Oh,
know,
great.
walking clears your mind, and with me being on dialysis, a lot of times it's taxing and it slows me down. But you know what? I still like to walk because
Yeah.
you know what? There's nothing that frees my soul and my mind than putting on Ernie Haas's signature sound or the Crab Family or some
Yeah,
gospel music and just walking around and praying and believing God to
I get
do
it.
just what he's doing.
It's amazing how I can wake up in the morning and my head be full because I have a busy mind. And if I just take that hour or that 2 hours and just go do something, just go walk or ride or run or go to the gym, it's amazing how I feel when I come back and my head's clear, and then I can do my work and I'm more effective at doing it. So a lot of people don't exercise because they don't know what to do. It's just like you said, just get out for a walk, just walk around your house. But it's something that it's part of our family that we've always done, and I really, really enjoy it.
Somebody told me the other day, said, we relax by watching a movie. I said, I don't see how you do that because I don't have the attention span to do that.
Well, I'm kind of that way too, man. I get that totally.
But yeah, and I've been a gospel music fan since man, I was probably 12 or 11 years old. And
Yeah.
it came through the Gaither Homecoming video
Sure.
series, is where
Yeah.
I actually got introduced to it. So, where did you get introduced to gospel music?
Well, I mean, my family grew up singing it. So, I mean, of course, Bill and Glory Gaither just lived right down the road from us here, about 10 miles. So I grew up in that camp and was in the studio a lot and knowing them before, you know, all the homecoming series got started. So, I mean, my family just loved gospel music. And so that I was bit by that bug a long, long time ago. And they just happened to be in my backyard, which was a blessing for sure.
And that's where you met Ernie, I'm sure. And
It
the
is.
friendship just grew on, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I met Ernie when he was cathedrals had ended and he was doing solo work, and I was singing with a quartet out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And we sang on the same program as him that night. And I just knew when I walked in there, I was going to make Ernie Haas my friend. We both love quartet music, we both love basketball, and we just got a friendship really quick. And he told me at the end of that night, he said, if I ever start a quartet, I'm going to call you. And I was like, yeah, right, you are. And then 2 years later, he did. And the rest is history.
So, who is the current lineup right now?
Well, of course, Ernie Haas, and then myself. Dustin Doyle has been there for. Dustin Doyle took my place when I left a few years back. And then we've got a brand new bass singer. Paul Harkey was the longtime bass singer of Signature Sound, but we got a brand new bass singer. He's 20 years old and he is
Wow.
blowing the socks off of people. His name is Christopher Taylor. And if you haven't heard him yet, you need to look him up on Apple Music or YouTube. There's plenty of clips out there. He is something. His maturity is well above his age, and so is his voice. And he's just a great kid.
So, share with us to close out the interview how folks can find out more about you.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have my Doug Anderson music page on Facebook. That's the best way people can find out about me. All my tour dates are on there, daily stuff that I say, and some of them it's serious, some of it's just silly. But I have a great time just living life, and what you see is what you get, and you'll see that when you follow me. And man, I'm just honored with every single opportunity that I get to tell people about Christ and what he's done in my life. And I'm going to live the rest of my life doing that.
Hey, one thing we can mention, I'm actually going to get to meet you in person come August the 15th in Chester, South Carolina.
That's exactly right. I'm going to get to come to the assisted living place, and that's going to be a bright spot. We're really, really looking forward to that. So proud of you for what you're doing there and your ministry there, and we definitely want to support that. So thank you.
Thank you, Doug. You have a blessed rest of your day.
Yeah, take care, buddy. See you soon.
All right. Bye bye.